Whisk. I use a whisk to beat the eggs. How does one beat eggs? I use a whisk. Spatula. I used a spatula to flip the pancakes. How does one flip pancakes? I utilize a spatula.
Ladle. I served the soup with a ladle. How do you prepare and serve soup? I utilize a ladle. Tongs. I picked up the salad with tongs. How do you grab your salad? I utilize tongs. Peeler. I peeled the potatoes with a peeler. How does one peel potatoes? I use a peeler. Grater. I grated the cheese with a grater. How does one grate cheese? I use a grater. Knife. I sliced the vegetables with a sharp knife. How do you cut your vegetables? I use a knife.
Cutting board. I cut the onions on a chopping board. How do you cut an onion? I use a chopping board. Colander. I drained the spaghetti in a colander. How does one drain pasta? I use a colander. Rolling pins. I rolled the dough out with a rolling pin. How do you roll out the dough? I utilize a rolling pin. Can opener. I opened the can using a can opener. How does one open a can? I use a can opener. Bottle opener. I used a bottle opener to open the drink. How do you open a Coke bottle? I use a bottle opener. Measuring cup. I used a measuring cup to take the flour measurements. How do you go about measuring flour? I use a measurement cup.
Measuring spoon. I used a measuring spoon to add 1 teaspoon of sugar. How do you go about measuring sugar? I utilize a measuring spoon.
Mixing bowl. I combined the ingredients in a big mixing basin. How do you mix the ingredients? I use a mixing bowl. Garlic press. I crushed the garlic with a garlic press. How does one go about crushing garlic? I have a garlic press. A potato masher. I mash the potatoes with a potato masher. How do you make mashed potatoes? I utilize a potato masher. Zester. I used a zester to zest the lemon. How does one zest a lemon? I utilize a zester. Juicer. I juiced the oranges with a juicer. How does one juice oranges? I use a juicer. Kitchen scale. I weighed the ingredients on a kitchen scale. How do you go about weighing your ingredients? I utilize a kitchen scale.